and welcome viewers to the Random Review. I'm your host, Asera Obaka, and my guest is
Yaliwe Banda.
In today's episode, we are going to discuss about depression. Stay tuned. You are welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very fine.
Thank you. First question. What was your first experience with depression like, and how did it affect you?
My first experience with depression, I didn't even know that it was depression because I have mood swings generally. I just switch moods 10 times a day. So I didn't know that it was depression. I just thought that it was my everyday thing. Mood swings, heavy hearts, stress. So it was, but as days were going by, everything was just growing and growing and growing. Isolating myself from friends, ignoring people, phone calls, switching off my phone, do not disturb mode. That's when I knew that this wasn't just like an everyday thing, like an everyday mood swing. I just knew that this was bigger than that. So it affected me because I lost friends during that moment because I was giving them a cold shoulder at that moment. So it really affected big time, mostly with my relationships, friends, and work as well. Because just sitting in the middle of the day, like I'm in a good mood, and all of a sudden everything has changed. So that's when I knew that this isn't just normal. This was depression. Yeah.
Okay. How did depression impact your daily life, relationships, and work?
Like I say, during that moment when I realized that I was depressed, that's when I lost a lot of friends. Because a friend would call you and maybe text you. It takes you a normal text like, "Hi, how are you?" And the way you're replying to it in a harsh way, like a rude way, mean way. So like people just avoid you, ignore, like, hey, don't even try to text that girl.
Text her.
Yeah,
She's rude.
she's in a very bad mood. So people are just leaving. A few stick by, but yeah, even at work, a customer would come find me in a very bad mood, and the way I would welcome them wasn't even welcoming at all. So yeah, it really affected everything, my life in general. So yeah.
Okay. Can you describe your darkest moment and how you coped?
My darkest moment was when I lost the greatest part of my life, which was my guardian. So when it first happened, it was normal. Like people lose people, so just like it is what it is. Then slowly, grief was targeting me. Slowly, people grieve differently. Me grieving was like I wasn't even talking about it. I was just cool. I was like, it happened, so I'm not even sad at all. Not realizing that I was sad just because I wasn't talking about it. So slowly, it was eating me. Slowly, the darkness was covering me, and I would just have sleepless nights. I would just wake up at night and start crying, not knowing when I'm even crying. So it was happening. It happened for quite a time. That was the darkest place because I wouldn't even talk about it to anyone. I would just wake up in the morning like I had a very good night's sleep, and I didn't even have a good night's sleep. When I was having nightmares, trouble sleeping, even not sleeping at all. So that was the darkest moment of my life because I didn't even tell anyone. I was just keeping it to myself. Yeah.
All right. What triggered your depressions, and were there any warning signs?
Yeah, I would say there were warning signs, but I was just ignoring the warning signs. So
what triggered your depression, and were there any warning signs?
Warning signs were there. But like usual, we ignore the red lights.
Mm.
I was ignoring the warning signs. I was just like, because me in general have mood swings. Me, like, I would just wake up in a happy mood, and by 9 o'clock, hi, you won't even look at me.
Change for no
I'll just
reason.
change. So I was just like, this is me. This is my everyday thing. People were even used to me. Even my sister would be like, just like that, not knowing that I was in my
You're
darkest
going
place.
through a lot.
Yeah, I was going through a lot. People didn't even realize, because even my mom knew that I had mood swings. Like, I would say that was just me being childish, you know. But deep down, I knew that something was wrong. I was just ignoring, like, maybe this is just who I am, because people were saying that's how I was. Like, from when I was a child, I was just having mood swings. I would just talk to people anyhow in a mean way. So yeah, the warning signs were there, but I was ignoring them.
All right. How did you initially respond to depression, and what helped?
Talking to people helped, because when I realized that it wasn't as normal as my everyday thing, that's when I started talking to people, telling people that I was going through something, that my heart was heavy every day. I had to tell someone, you have to talk. So I was talking to people. As I was talking to people, I was feeling like light. My heart wasn't even heavy at all, because I would talk to a friend, and a friend would actually tell me that they're also going through the same thing, but I just don't know. We are all going through the same trauma, but just don't talk about it. So when you talk to a friend, it helps. So me, I was talking to people. I would just meet someone who is open, like maybe a stranger, maybe even a stranger. Just meet someone when maybe on my way to work, would just be coping in. Then just others are very open. I'll just start talking about how life is for me, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I went through the same thing as well." So by knowing that you share the same trauma with people, it actually helps, because you know that you're not alone in this. There are actually many people who are going through the same thing.
That is true.
Yeah. So by talking to people, I got help. I was helped.
All right. What symptoms led you to seek professional help? E.g., mood changes, sleeping disturbance.
Mood changes mostly. I say sleep.
As you already explained.
Yeah, sleeping disturbance. Because mood changes was me, but sleep disturbance. Because I like sleeping. I like napping. Every chance I get to sleep, I do sleep. So I'll just, during the day, I'll just be sleeping. I would isolate myself from people. I'll just be sleeping. I liking being on my own, not even socializing with people, just being alone. I was feeling good by being alone than being with friends. So at night, it was getting worse. At night, I wouldn't even close my eyes, because when I close my eyes, I would just see pictures. When I sleep, I'll have nightmares. So
sorry for that.
Yeah. So by having the sleeping disturbance, that's when I thought I was good to. I didn't see a profession. I just went to a friend and talked about it, so it helped.
Okay. Okay. How was your depression diagnosed, and what tests were conducted?
Like I said, I didn't even go to the hospital. I just knew that it was depression. I didn't wait to be diagnosed. I don't know how to do it even in the hospitals, because we don't really talk about depression in Malawi, because depression doesn't exist. People, when you say to someone that I have depression, they'll be like, depression marenda zungu. In here you go in Kawa.
Some people, they don't believe in depression.
Kawa doesn't even need a doctor to be diagnosed. You just see yourself losing weight, having trouble sleeping, having trouble chatting. So here in Malawi, we don't believe in depression, because the depression comes just in English word. If it was in Kawa, people would actually be like, "Oh, yeah, we know that." But yeah, here depression don't exist. So because for the educated people, they know that they're having problems there. They know what depression is. They're having problems, so they'll seek some help. So me, I didn't even wait for a doctor to come and tell me that you have depression, so you have to take this medication to slow it or to lower the pain. I just knew that something was up.
All right. Did you experience anxiety alongside depression?
Yes, because my depression wasn't only coming from losing a greatest part of my life. My depression comes from a lot of things, you know, carrying family issues and heavy weight on my shoulders. I have to help my family. I have to help myself. At the same time, the wages that I receive at work, my payment's not even enough to cover for all that. So it wasn't only about losing a person. It was like life in general, because life is lifing right now. For someone who doesn't have enough in their bank account, life is lifing. So, you know, you wake up one day and your mom is calling you, telling that they don't have food at home. And at that moment, you don't have money to send them. So you just have, as you're walking to work or going somewhere, you just be talking to yourself like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do with this? So if you don't talk about it to others, if you don't talk about it, and if you don't interact with people, you just gonna be stressed all alone. So yeah.
Okay. How did depression affect your sleep patterns and appetite? Let's talk about appetite.
Oh, I don't eat. I wasn't eating. Like,
maybe for how long?
Oh, it happened for months. Because I like skipping breakfast. I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning food person. I'd wake up and wait till lunchtime. So, but I thank God at that moment I was gaining weight instead of losing weight. Though I was losing my appetite, I was gaining weight. I thank God. So I would just wake up, look at the food, and not even feel like eating. Even my favorite food. My favorite food is a sima with nyama. So I would look at that and still not even have the feeling of eating it. I would just be like, I'm okay, I'm good. I don't want to eat. And I'll go to sleep instead. I was just sleeping. I was just like being alone. So, hey, appetite. Appetite doesn't go along with depression. I was losing appetite. It happened for a very long time. It was stressing. I wouldn't eat. Thank God, like I've said, thank God I was gaining weight instead of losing. But if I was losing weight, I've been the size of a toothpick right now. But it helped. God was with me through it all. I gained a lot of weight instead of losing. So, I mean, I was gone. I look at the food and not even have the feeling of eating it. Just be like, I'm cool, I'm enough, I'm full. Yeah.
Okay. Were there any physical symptoms like headache or fatigue?
Headaches mostly. I should say migraines. Migraines was every day. At first I was like, maybe because of the sun, or maybe noise. But yeah, migraines were hitting me every day. Headaches every day. Fatigue, I wouldn't lie. Maybe here and there, but headaches mostly. Those were the physical symptoms of depression that I had. Headaches.
Okay. What therapies or treatments help you? Like medicine?
I didn't use medicine. Oh, medication. I'll still be taking them by now, because I believe in talking to people when I'm stressed. I believe in telling my friends, even when they're not listening. But if they're there, then they're there to listen to my trouble, to my trauma, to my drama. So if I find a person that is very close to me and I feel like telling them what I'm going through, I would say it. So yeah, I'll tell my friends, I'll tell my sister, because my sister is my ride or die. Every time I'm going through shit, every time I'm going through trouble, I tell my sister.
So I'm going through this. Can you help me?
Yeah, so she helps. She's been there for me like since. Yeah, she's my day one. So I would just call her, because right now I don't stay with her. So I would just call her and tell her that,
like, I'm going through
trash right now. So she would ask me what's going on. I would tell her and she would help me. Mostly she would just be like, pray, because prayer changes things. Just pray.
That is true.
Pray about it. So talk about it to people. Talk about it to me. Once you feel like it's heavy, just call me. I'm always gonna be here for you. So I didn't use medication or CBD, whatever it is that people use when they're depressed. I just used my mouth to talk to people. I was talking to people. Yeah.
All right. How important was family and friend support during recovery?
They were always there for me.